Hey, people! It's your boys, the Epic Misfits, back in the building. Hey, where you at, Tyler? Come on. Come on, Tyler.
I had to show it off, too.
Look, I'm going to address it again later in the show. Absolutely. But we've got to address the elephant in the room.
Hold on. Pause. You always put this thing so far away and make it be right up in my face.
Are you ready?
No, because we got the ladder in the screen, but it's okay. My man, just turn it a little.
Just turn it.
Hey, what's up, Lacey?
Turn just a little.
He did, but it's
the delay?
It's the delay.
It's all right.
It's all right. Just leave it right there. You're good.
We'll tell you when it moves. 1 second here. It never moved. Okay.
Yeah, no. It might have. I just don't. He moved it the wrong way.
Yeah, there you go. Keep going.
Well, we can't see. It's delayed. All right.
That's good enough.
We need a restart.
Hold on. See, now he moved it again. Let's see. Wait for it. Move it towards you just a little bit.
No, it's not.
Hey, don't forget you got the mouse and can go back and you can look at OBS.
Got it. All right. So look.
Pull up the Facebook so we have the comments because the last couple times. Yes, man, because we get comments and stuff and people do watch through Facebook. All right.
We supposed to just put the link over there. Just the link.
Well, link this, okay?
Oh, that's what we're doing.
What's up, Brandon? Brandon said, "What's up, Flow Bros?"
That's right. We finally been recognized for the talent that we are.
Yes.
So we got to address the elephant in the room.
Yes, we do.
We've been impersonated. Our identity has been stolen.
And I legit think I might have broken my phone.
We finally got the worlds. We've been seeing our bid, Flow Bros, #1 seed. We saw it.
That's right.
And then when we got there and we checked in, we found out someone else was pretending to be the Flow Bros.
No way.
That's right. Some jerk dressed up as Tyler Flynn and John Depke. That's us. You believe it?
I can't.
They stole our identity. We spent the whole time pretending to be some other guys. This is terrible. I just think it's unfair. We got to put it out there. We're the real Flow Bros, okay? Let the mystery begin. We got to unveil it. Who are the real Flow Bros?
That's
okay?
right. Who are the real Flow Bros?
It's us. It's clearly
us. Yeah.
It's always been us. I don't know what they're talking about.
I don't either.
We're the real Flow Bros. We just go by the Epic Misfits for marketing purposes, but we're clearly the real Flow Bros.
Yeah, clearly.
Absolutely.
You see, look, I got hair.
You see what I mean? And I'm missing something. You know what I'm saying? We've got the names to prove it.
Look, see, I'm even in Murder's Row.
There's a reason. Check it out. Boom. You know what I'm saying? This guy stole everything.
Yeah.
Including my lovely wife. I miss you, dear. Look, we are 2 weeks removed from Worlds. It was an awesome time.
It's been 2 weeks already?
Yeah, time has flown.
Yeah, that actually did good.
I will tell you, it was a great experience. Now, there was some typical Waddle stuff, stuff starting late, some stuff that appeared to be a little bit disorganized. However, despite some minor glitches and minor hitches, I will say it was a resounding success from my point of view.
Definitely.
I would look at Waddle and say, kudos to you. You did a great job. Obviously, I know you're always going to grow and you're always going to improve. But I really had a great time there. I will tell you, the wheels fell off the bus for you, boy, in the individual deal. We won't talk about duels. That was
yeah. I was about to say that.
We'll leave that negativity in the past. But we will be back.
So before we get too far, shout out to Tyler and John, actually.
Yep.
The Flow Bros impersonators.
That's right.
If we were playing Among Us, they'd be the first ones.
That's right.
Yeah, done for the impersonators. But congrats to them. They took home first place duels.
They stole our bid.
Yes, it was awesome. So you didn't stay for ESPN.
No, I went home. At this point, I was losing money. I might as well go home. Look, I ain't gonna lie. I was depressed about how things went down for myself because I lost a little focus in the individual competition. Not saying that I would have won, but I definitely lost focus, and it definitely cost me the matches that I did play.
Yes.
And I will tell you, I was uber disappointed with our outcome in the duels. It's not like we didn't win a single match.
No.
Don't get me wrong.
No.
Both
of them went 3. So we went 0-2. We'll just go ahead and say it. We went 0-2. Okay? But we were not.
Because we were flustered because we weren't allowed to be our true selves.
We were, yeah.
Flow bros. That's who we are.
But we did not finish it last. All right. When you look at the board, we did not finish last. So that's good. No, we finished. I forget what it was. It was up a little farther. But that was, yes. It was an experience.
I'm looking forward to repeating it. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, same. Which it's going to Appleton.
It is going to Appleton?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you weren't there. Yeah. So they signed. The last thing I heard, and they just posted about it, is they signed like a 4 or 5 year contract with Fox City and Appleton. So the next one, yeah. And then the amateur championship is in Atlanta.
No way.
Yeah, and that's this year in November. I think it was the 14th,
I haven't
15th,
played this
and
season,
16th.
so I need to declare as amateur. I'm going to Atlanta.
Yeah, you should have. I think you already were supposed to.
It's all right. I'm going to stay advanced,
that,
I'm just going to take a trip to Atlanta.
Yeah. I mean, you could go because I'm sure there'll be other stuff there. I'm sure it'll be like Pro-Am. I don't really know yet.
I would just go to Atlanta just to visit. I like Atlanta. It's nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
I like the view.
Hopefully we can get a bid for the. I could get a bid.
Hopefully you gonna get that. You going to the Pro-Am?
Any amateur can compete in it, but I want to try to get a bid to the later stages. Right. The last time I looked, I think I was ranked. I finished like 22nd or 21st in the world based off average. My rating was up there. I was pretty high with that too. So I'm playing everything like a tournament.
Speaking of, how'd you do this past weekend? You okay?
I did good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want to say it was 14 for 20 or 21 on kills.
Yeah, I got to play a lot of catch-up games because my schedule's finally flipped.
I did check you in, so next week, and we're actually a week behind because everybody's played about 16. We've only played 12 because we waited.
I mean, as long as it's done by the end of the season, we're good.
So we can do that. We hopefully will get you caught up.
Yeah. Well, my schedule, like I said, it shifted, thankfully, so I'll be available on the Sundays to get caught up.
Yes.
Mr. Sound Guy, be careful tapping the table because it shakes it.
Yeah. But, what's up, Sean?
But yeah, man, like I said, it was a great outing.
Back to Worlds. Let's start there. Yeah. So we get there Thursday.
Yep.
So we leave here. We fly to St. Louis. And St. Louis to Tulsa.
Yep.
And the whole time we're like, I wonder if we'll see anybody. No. We get to St. Louis, don't see nobody. Troy and I are hanging out. Of course, he goes and gets his sweets from, what was it, Auntie M's?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And which I got something too. And so they're getting ready to board, and I just so happen to turn and look, and I see this tall, young fella standing there with an axe bag. Sure enough, it's Hayden Brown.
It is Hayden.
He was. Oh, you don't even have him. I'm trying to tag him, and you don't even have him. How dare you?
Already.
So we ended up sitting. Well, I ended up sitting with him. I don't know what happened to him. Anyway, he was disappeared somewhere, and so we ended up, I ended up talking with him. Duels champion 3 times in a row with Lucas Johnson. Asked him how he felt, things like that. So we get off, we get to, we get back. He actually had Kyle Rickenbach come to pick him up. Luckily, they had extra seats, so we hopped in, caught a ride with them. Didn't expect what we got because it ended up being a nice truck from Jason Kearney. Mm-hmm. In the dealership there. It was awesome, beautiful truck. We got to ride around. I don't know about Troy. I felt like a groupie, all excited. Yeah. And so we went straight to the venue because that's where everybody was. And so we're looking at the ice rink. Really cool arena, honestly. It just opened up. It's a semi-pro hockey team in Oklahoma, in Tulsa.
The Oilers.
The Oilers, yes. I got a bunch of stickers and stuff from them and a bunch of stickers from all the makers. But
did you get your Velcros off the front of the bag?
I got one, I think. I got the Toro one, the Robin Hood one still on yours.
Okay.
But I ain't worried about it. So then we go and we sit in the bleachers and we're watching, right? We're just watching what's going on because they're still setting up because it was Thursday about 12:30, 1 o'clock. And they're still setting up. Hey, yo, we got fire. Whoa.
Somebody
Upgrade.
hit a like. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, I like that. I didn't see that one before. That's nice. Sorry. Sidetracked. Squirrel. So we get there. We're sitting there. We're hanging out talking. We take a quick little video. I posted on Facebook. Not even 2 minutes after that, we get pointed out in the stands. You. And then we get this. We're like, okay.
It wasn't good.
Yeah. So we're like, all right, cool. You know, we get down. We go around. We come into the arena where they're setting up all the boards. Since you guys are here, we need to put y'all to work.
Yeah, that's like go show up to the cookout early, and all of a sudden now you got to help set up the place. That's what happened.
So we had to help set up. We were setting up the foot.
I wasn't upset about it, by the way. It was a good time.
No, it was a lot of fun. Hayden, Troy, and I had a lot of fun doing it. We had to. So when they put in the floor, they put in a rubber floor. They didn't realize how thick it was. Stuff happened. Someone steam cleaned it trying to do a nice thing. And unfortunately, the ice didn't melt, but it caused condensation. So the floor was really, really slippery. And the foot fault stickers wouldn't stick, which I wanted to get some to bring home for Steven. But anyway. And so we had to get rags, wipe the floor, stick them.
It did wind up working out, though.
It did. Well, so what helped was when everybody got in there and actually the whole place dried out. That helped tremendously. But so we worked the whole first half, right? Well, then I'm looking. Next thing you know, it's check-in time for Big Axe Duels. And I had Brandon Elliott as my partner, the honorary member of the Misfits. We were the Penguin Misfits. And I will tell you, Big Axe Duels was by far my favorite thing from the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Participating in that was just awesome, so much fun.
I hope they turn that to a real league.
So I think they are, maybe. I don't know. I will say I wish there was a little more clarity, or I wish I would have paid attention more, because I didn't realize that was on, the finalists were going to be on ESPN. So there was a lot of times Brendan and I were kind of just, we had fun with it and didn't take it that serious. Like, there was chances we could have won a game, and we were like, nah, let's go up. Like, just having fun. And then we found out, like, hey, this is on ESPN, and we're like, but we ended we ended up going 4-2 for two people who have never thrown Big Axe together, like duels together, anything together. We put it together. We threw good. We had fun. Congrats to Dustin and Leslie Wellman, who beat Lucas and Dylan in the final and won.
They're the ones that put you guys on the B bracket.
B bracket, yep. Beers before 8. We took them all 3 games. They put us in the B bracket. We won our next game, and then we had to play the Imposters, the Flow Bros. And if it wasn't for my partner, that game would have went downhill so fast. We had a drop. I had a drop. Brandon threw 5 6s. They were confused why he didn't go up on throw 5 because he was having the perfect game. And he just wanted to stay down and get the points. He hits. We tied it up. Going to sudden death. Who sucks less? I think he hit, and I think Tyler hit or missed. I think they missed or something. We went into the next game, and then we lost. Or no, they actually beat us because we both missed. We went into the next game. They beat us and knocked us out. But we had a blast.
I know what happened in the game. I watched that game. I think you were struggling with the fact that this guy was standing over there with the audacity, like right in your face, with your identity.
I know. So I was actually about it. No, I wasn't wearing this jersey. No, I was wearing my Epic Misfits jersey.
Yeah, because you had no choice. Because this guy
was trying to
real piece of work.
What's wrong with that guy?
Some guy named Tyler Flynn. He claims he is.
Yes.
We're the real Flow Bros, and that's what we're saying. That's what the story. We're sticking to it.
Yeah. But it was a lot of fun, man. Like I said, that was fun. Friday I didn't do anything because I didn't throw in any other event. So I walked around and videoed, Sean throwing Big Axe and a couple knives or whatever.
Speaking of Sean had a great outing.
Yo, Sean.
Did you see him in knives?
Oh, yeah. I saw him in everything.
He was cooking.
I even saw him afterwards at like 2 a.m.
Oh, no.
But we won't get into those stories. No, it won't negative. It won't negative. It was fun. Sean will tell you. He isn't a... Bro, it was by far a fun time. It was a blast. Brandon actually, at the gala, received an award for Axes and Allies. They had the highest... highest percent knife league, which was 100%. I think this year was their first knife league, and they have like 10 members, I believe, and they're doing knife duels. So, but yeah, Sean said it out loud. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. But dude, it was so much fun, man. Like, you know, I definitely want to go back. I'm so glad it'll be in Appleton because the whole time all I wanted was a burger from the burger bar. Now, I will say, Tulsa, that restaurant that was in the hockey rink was very good. I had this fried chicken with this like jalapeno jam that they had. Mm-hmm. Oh, they're so good. But nothing will compare to that burger bar in Appleton. So
I think the only disappointment I had was the candy lady didn't show up.
Well, if we're going back to Appleton,
yeah, but I actually brought money just for the candy lady. I was looking for her.
He said we had a good. Sean said we had a good time that night. We had a great time that night. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, so I would. I'm
going back to Appleton just to meet the candy lady again.
Right. So I will say, I think that is one place Waddle could really step up on.
Which is
sponsors. And when I say
I'm play devil's advocate.
All right.
Do you think they're actually trying to get sponsors? Because I think.
Well, see, I don't. That's where we don't know. So I would hope that they are, but at the same time, they're also limiting themselves with. I mean, like PBR, like that's the only beer they promote, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. But you know, I look at other sports like cornhole again. And I always keep referring to it, but they have multiple sponsors that throw in. Now, I'm not saying they have to throw in money, but yes, the pretzels were very good. The pretzel was amazing. But
I get what you're saying as far as the needing more sponsors,
or not even. I
don't think they're not trying to get sponsors,
right? And that's why I said we don't know what they're doing behind the scenes. But I feel like all of these events, it's literally PBR. And Pit Viper. Well, and this year was Loud Cup, which I have 3 of them, which was awesome.
Well, think about that. That means they've added 3 people now because, you know, at one point it wasn't PBR. At one point it wasn't Loud Cup for sure.
Yeah, Loud Cup wasn't in. Right. They added that one. They've had Pit Viper. They've had PBR. Right. But
so I think they're trying to.
Right, yeah, and I'm not saying that they're not. I just think they're missing the...
I don't think they're missing it because they're trying to miss it. I think it's one of those things. If you think about a marketable sport, cornhole is easier to market because more people do it.
Yeah, right? I mean, yeah, a lot of people do it.
Axe is clearly a niche sport.
It is.
So it's one of those things that I kind of got to give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't think they're not trying to get sponsors. Yeah. I think it's just more or less how do you market it to certain groups because it's such a niche sport.
Right. So my thing is, and I get that, but at the same time, so we know we're going to Appleton next year. Right. We know we're going to Appleton for how long, right? We have whatever that contract
was.
Are
they marketing enough to push for that?
Right. Well, right. And so, all right, so we're in Appleton. You know where the venue is. You know Fox Cities, right? Can they not find or reach out to somebody there? Hey, what businesses are around? You know,
even if it's just local sponsorship.
Just local businesses. Hey, you want to come set up a table? Hey, do you want to do this? Like the candy lady.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff is what I think will help boost the sport.
Yeah,
because
I don't know what kind of marketing they do.
Right. Yeah, and that's why I don't either. But
and before, because last year I'm learning a lesson from myself. I threw a few shots at them, but I have to be honest. I didn't ask them, meaning the committee, enough questions to know if the shots I was throwing were valid. Right? Now, it's not that nobody checked me. It's just thinking about it later. Like, you know, I don't think I've ever asked them. I made a lot of assumptions. And I think we weren't the only one making assumptions because Tyler had to start addressing it in videos.
Yeah, a lot of people were having questions, just like right now.
So I do want to start, you know, anybody that knows a committee member, tag them. to jump into this space. You can timestamp it if you need to. Is to ask the questions about marketing. Like, what are we doing for marketing, and what assistance do you need from the community? Because I know just putting out a commercial enough is not it. But what assistance do you need from the community to help push the narrative?
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Appleton. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah, and reach out to, now you've got Lumberjack Johnny's that we went to last time, and there was another one out there. What was the other one we went to?
The Appleton X.
Appleton X. Yep. So reach out to them and say, hey, put up a local put up a flyer in their venue.
I bet they do though.
I mean, I know they do,
I
but
mean, Appleton X was an amazing
awesome
venue.
Yeah.
Like they really.
So you didn't go to Lumberjack Johnny's, but Lumberjack Johnny's was, I think, so far, I'll have to say one of my most favorite venues.
Okay.
Because it had that theme of, axe throwing on this side, then you had your tables, your little restaurant, your bar, but in the back they had the pinball machines and stuff. And when we were there, they were free because, they were opening it, so we could just keep playing. So like in between games, I'm going over and playing pinball, But my thing is, okay, like I said, you're going to Appleton, right? We know that.
Yeah.
Let's start reaching out to businesses around there. It doesn't have to do anything with axe throwing. Hey, would you like to come set up a vendor booth? Hey, would you like to come set up a vendor booth? And then Thursday,
we should reach out to the commissioner or some member of the committee and bring them on and just ask them questions like, hey, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And this is
give us insight. That's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to get clarity, and that might be something like, hey, we're not allowed to discuss that. That's fine. Yeah. I'm cool with that. But we just want to know, so I feel like they let a little bit of the vendors down and the makers down at Worlds because they were in such a confined space. Yeah. So personally, I would like to see Thursday be check-in and then maybe like a vendor fair.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Which I know it would have been hard where we were at, but where we're at now. There is multiple exhibits in there that people could set up.
Yeah, because in Appleton it's going to be easy. When
they're
in that banquet.
Yeah, exactly. So you set it up Thursday when people get there.
Lobby, I guess.
And that might be hard for vendors to do, but you could get local vendors, you could get axe makers. Hey, come set up. Thursday is going to be an open to the public vendor fair.
Well, I will say last time,
or maybe not even to the public, but
just at the Pro-Am, and I know this year it's not called the Pro-Am, it's the amateurs, but still. At that venue, remember, there were axe people out there the whole time. And so it made it very easy to get to them. You had to pass them to get into the venue. It wasn't like it was isolated above you.
And that's how this was. Like, if you didn't go upstairs, you weren't seeing the vendor stuff.
Yeah. I'm saying,
but that's not throwing shots because I will say,
just stating what it is,
right?
But I also think they were taking advantage of the layout of the space.
Oh yeah, definitely,
as much as they could.
Yeah.
So that's why I say I want to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Oh man,
I believe they honestly made an effort to make it right with what they had in front of them.
So
and I do think they're learning from the mistakes, especially the fact that they have taken the time to say Appleton was a better venue as far as the setup goes.
Yep. Easier for everybody to get to
than Tulsa. So let's sign a long-term deal.
Yeah.
With them. So again, I got to give them credit where credit is due.
Yeah, of course.
There's always going to be shots to take. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But if you guys know anybody, tag them, let them know, put timestamp it if you have to, that we're interested in just having conversations with members of the committee, and we could probably make it a regular thing with once a month, once a week, whatever it is they're willing to do. And just say, hey, talk with the committee.
And I'm willing to talk to them one-on-one. Yeah. Like just us even talking to them off air, just if they want to pick our brain, that's what I think is going to help
want to pick my brain.
The community. So they did Family Feud on ESPN.
Oh, he won a prototype?
And he won a prototype Ragnar.
What?
Yep. It's dope. The head's engraved. It's got a wolf and stuff. It was awesome. Yeah. Shout out to Brandon Elliott for that. Also, shout out to Brandon who had an amazing weekend as well. From Big X Duels to Hatchet. He did better last year. His goal was to do that. Yeah, and that's what it was about.
Man, I will tell you, when it came to just regular Hatchet, there was some very popular names that went down quick.
Very.
I'm not gonna call them names yet.
Yeah, no, of course not.
I'm not trying to embarrass anybody, but what I'm saying is that everyone that was there could hit.
So
Everyone that was there had thrown a 64 at least once, right?
Yep.
And that means it didn't matter what your ranking was in the
you had to
tournament.
throw.
You had to throw because
Some-
that means somebody you never heard of is about to take your soul from you.
Yes.
And I thought that was extremely fun.
So I'm gonna pick on my buddy Jimmy. So his first match, he plays a kid.
I thought Jimmy did real well this time.
He did. He did amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm going to pick on him because this was his words, and this was something he said. So he said he remembers his first Worlds and how he came in, he dropped 64s on people, and that all the old guys and the OGs, I shouldn't say old guys, but all the original, axe throwers then were pissed. They were like, man, we've been doing this, and now here comes this new guy, first big tournament, he's hitting and taking us out. So Jimmy's first game, he plays this kid, I forget his name, and everybody's watching. First game, Jimmy's cooking. I think he threw like a 62 or a 63, right? Jimmy didn't look at score. Turn around the second game, kid drops a 64 on him, just like that. Jimmy looked at him. He looked back at us, and he was like, okay. He's like, damn it. Not like, all right, it's game on. Mm-hmm. So game 3 comes up. They're throwing. Comes to the final throw, right? It was, I forget what the score was, right? They both went up. Jimmy hits, he hits. 63-62. Wow. The kid lost by 1 point. And Jimmy was like, yo, who is this kid? Like, and he was he was congratulating him, and then he looked at us and was like, now I know what they mean when I was doing the same thing. He was like, this is crazy.
Because the talent pool of every generation behind you is going to get better.
Oh, yeah. And
that's why when you get old heads in certain sports, football, basketball, baseball, my generation was better. No, it was different. But you can't do what this generation is doing because this generation learned from you, and now they're getting better. Could they be mentally and emotionally softer? Absolutely. But talent-wise, you can't compete. The Jordan era can't compete with the current era, in large part because the current era can shoot threes in a way that the Jordan era can't or couldn't. So while the Jordan era may be tougher, this era is more skilled, if that makes more sense.
So,
and that's what you're seeing in the axe community.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that each generation is getting more and more skilled as you got first-timers that are making it to World.
Yes. So I was going to shout out and talk about my man, Nicholas Alexander. Mm-hmm. This dude...
Hey, he was cooking, wasn't he?
Boy.
He was cooking, boy.
Let me tell you. Again, has to play Jimmy.
Hey.
Right? So we're sitting there, and, Iron Axe is my home. I love Iron Axe Society. I love the guys. Mirrored Edge is my axe people, my axe guys.
By the way, shout out to Epic Axe and Blue Ridge Axe.
Yes. Yep. And so I was like, man, I'm confused here to who to throw, who to put root for most. And of course, Ashland looks at me and gives me the look. And then I have Drew on the other side giving me the look. Drew Moss from with Mirrored Edge as well.
In other words, you better recognize.
And I was like, let's go, guys. Right? So first game, same thing. I think Jimmy threw a 62 or 63, something like that. Next game, Nick drops a 64 on him.
Woo!
Right? Next game, 63-63. Goes into overtime. Right? Nick had this look in his face and his eyes that I've never seen him have before. And I've seen him throw a couple times. It's not like I throw with him often. But you could just tell when somebody has that determination, that will, and that want. And he had it. So he turned around, bang, hit, bang, hit. Third, hit. Fourth, hit. Fifth, hit. Sixth, hit. Jimmy looks at him and was like, are you going to miss? Nick didn't say a word, turned around, hit. They went to 9 overtimes. 9? Nick hit, Jimmy missed.
Damn.
Jimmy, by far one of the best games I've watched in forever.
Which is proof, Waddle, you didn't have to change the rules. It was an exciting
right. It was awesome because of that part. The overtime and, again, shout out to Nick. He definitely had, his game on, and he will tell you he was overlooked by Brandon Ritchie, who was one of their league members who passed away tragically They were giving out wristbands, so if anybody got a wristband for him, he was also in the pamphlet. The little band said "clean it up" because that was his favorite saying and stuff. And I will tell you that he was definitely there with Nick that day, and he will tell you too. So Nick went on doing his thing. Next day, duels come around. Again, shout out to my people from Iron Axe. Team Jacob and Nick, killing it. They go to A bracket. They're in the A bracket finals in their, in their group. They have to play the Kill Shot crew, right? And I think this was either This was semis. They played them, took them all 3 games. They got knocked into B. They won B, beat another team, went back and had to play them again. They took them the distance, and they ended up losing. So they got second in their bracket. I think they got 3rd or 4th overall.
Yeah, I think
in
they still
duels.
made it to the money round, though.
Oh, they definitely did. Yeah. That's another thing we'll talk about that you probably haven't seen.
It was
but
depressing for me.
Shout out to them. They threw lights out. The Kill Shot crew ended up playing Flow Bros for duels, and the Flow Bros ended up taking it.
You mean the imposters?
Yeah. Sorry. We should start their new name. So we're gonna say it right here. Anybody that goes to an event and sees the Flow Bros and it's not Troy and I.
That's right. That's right.
Call them the imposters.
The imposters.
So when you call them up to the game, into a game, say the imposter Flow Bros.
That's right.
Please. But man, it was an awesome weekend. Like I said, I had a blast. It was one of those things that so much fun, man. I came home telling everybody about it. Now I will say,
to Mrs. Depke, I miss you, baby.
Here's my negative.
Oh, what's negative?
For the weekend, for the recap. So I found Sean and Brandon in the line waiting to go into ESPN. Brandon sits front row. Sean and I go to the bleachers. I don't know if it was the layout or if it was just the people not being close, what it was. The vibe was off.
What was it?
It was, and I hate to say this because I love the sport, but it was awful.
Negative.
I know.
You're so negative.
I'm not trying to be, but even Sean and I looked at each other and was like,
"Don't Sean on the bus." He didn't say that.
Well, he was sitting right there. I mean, we were like, "This is just." It wasn't the Pro-Am vibe. Yeah, if you want to compare them.
Yeah, but
the ESPN day was not, and this is supposed to be higher than the Pro-Am.
Yeah,
this is the best of the best.
We've seen this before, that amateur tournaments have a different vibe than even pro-level tournaments last year.
Yeah,
and that was always the case. It's not saying it was bad. It was just different.
It was, yes. And like I said, I think it was the seating because, like I said, you weren't there, so you had your ESPN stage that was, say, there. You had your bleachers that were over here. You had a couple chair seats here, you had bleachers over there, and then you had the whole back that was way back that was seats for the actual hockey.
Was he able to get people like amped up?
No.
Okay, so that's what I would say. But again, I think that's going to get fixed because you're going back to a venue that you know you can get them together.
And that's
more of an intimate
setting. Yeah, like I said, I think it might have been the layout, and I think it was the events. I hate to say it.
Even in the Pro-Am, some of the events were terrible.
Yes.
Like, aesthetically, they were terrible. Yeah. Like, they might have been fun to play, but to watch, they were like...
Right, and that was all of them except for duels, big axe duels, and knife.
Yeah, now they're fun to watch.
And the knife one was crazy because Lucas came out to kill, bro. Like, he came out for it.
He wasn't playing, huh?
No.
But again, so that's why you look at it. Certain events are just more aesthetically pleasing. I think big axe duels, we saw that when we were at Pro-Am. It was good to watch.
Yeah.
Knives were always good. Even knife duels was
knife
good to watch.
Knife duels
regular
was
duels
awesome.
was good to watch. It's the basics, right? But I have to give credit to Waddle. What they're trying to do is, they're saying, we're trying to expand our portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to try some other events. Mm-hmm. And if they don't pan out, which they didn't.
Yeah, skills. Is it over, by the way? Is skills over yet?
Oh, man, stop it. So they said if it didn't pan out, cool, we just won't do it again.
Yeah.
We'll do something else. And I can see that, again, I got to give them credit. They're trying to do something else because they don't want the sport to be stagnant.
Right.
So I got to give credit where credit is due.
I will say.
Just, unfortunately, I feel like that's the wrong time to try it.
Yeah. So I will say I heard a lot of 23 rules suck. Let's go to 24.
What?
Yes.
No way.
Right. I was so shocked. Like,
out of all the shit people was talking before we were going to
and it was
24.
the same people that were talking it, and then they're like, man, these 23 rules suck. Like, I want to go to 24.
Stop playing.
And I will tell you, I think from a watching standpoint, I always bash Tyler saying that it wouldn't be better, but I think from a viewership standpoint, it would be a little bit more fun.
Wait a minute. So are we admitting that Waddle got something right?
Oh, they got a... Yeah.
Wait a minute. Because I was sitting there saying, hey, we didn't have to change it, but you telling me that, but it's a good change.
Yeah, the extra dots
so you
and stuff,
telling
I
me
think it
that
gives
everybody else, the people who were posting even under pseudo names saying 24 was terrible, and now these same people are saying that 24, that Waddle got it right? What the hell?
Yep. I heard
emotional damage.
Yeah,
what the heck?
I heard, and I'm not gonna name names, but I heard from multiple people how they would rather do 24 rules because all 23 is runs.
What?
They were like, you know, if you get hot and you get on a run, you win a game. Where 24 rules, you have to be on point. You have to do it on 23 too. But
every sport is going to be that way.
Oh, of course.
Once the skill level catches up to the game, the rules, it's always going to be a game of runs because that's how it goes with anything. So,
of course.
People saying that now that's a terrible reason to say why 24 was the best. But it's just ironic that a lot of the same people that were on the forum,
same people talking are saying that they want to do it.
Now, I will tell you my one gripe with 24. I still don't like the 15 necessarily.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not the end of the world either. But you know, preferably, I couldn't even say the word preferably. Preferably, I do like it without the 15. However, it's here. I'm not saying it's got to go. I'm just saying I prefer it. I probably should have stayed amateur because I liked it as far as the field. But then again, it would have been a little too easy at some point. I admit it. But I would say that it's funny. I can't get over that idea of the people who were saying 24 sucks before we came in are the same people that were at the venue saying 24 is the better way to go.
Yep.
So again, that makes it bullshit. No wonder the people who are on the committee are basically giving a two fingers in the wind to everybody who's complaining because they're like they can't win.
Yeah, exactly.
They can't win.
But yeah, it was it is crazy. Now, since then, there's been quite a few things that has happened within the community.
What?
So, Waddle made an oopsies.
Uh-oh, what did he do?
And they put the payout would be 13th through 17th.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But then they immediately, once they realized it, changed it.
No.
And a lot of people screenshotted it and were mad because the payouts weren't going to 17.
Where did it go to?
They weren't going to get it. It only went from 13 to 16. It wasn't supposed to go. It wasn't supposed to go to 17. Oh. And the problem was
because there would be a tie at 17.
Yeah, for a lot of events, you had multiple ties. So again, and Mike Kump commented on the post and was like, you know what? He was like, I think it's in Waddle's best interest to just come up with a tiebreaker, tie it, and pay the people. Yeah. At the end of the day, which I think they did. Because I know Sean and Brian ended up getting 17th because I think they did it based off bullseye percentage. And they had the higher for duels. I think they did that for all of them. So they ended up paying, but they had an oopsies that they didn't catch or a typo that they didn't catch and then going back. So
hopefully they tighten it up. I mean, I hope that they're taking notes because
definitely.
I can't compare it to last year's World because I wasn't there.
We weren't there yet.
So
next year's Worlds, we
anybody
can
who
compare.
was there, if you can comment and say, hey, was it better or not? I did enjoy despite some areas that could have been better. Mm-hmm. I still enjoyed myself, and again, I believe I in my heart that Waddle as an organization is trying to get better. And I believe that no matter how good they get, there'll be somebody who's going to complain.
Oh, of course. They did put out a job form for your thoughts and asked questions.
I wonder how many people actually filled it out.
I did. and they probably know it was mine. But I was honest, I was like, hey, what? One of the questions was, how were the judges? And I was like, yeah. I told him, I was like, yo, some were this way, some were this way, some were this way, some called this, some called that, and it was yes. You had some. So Brandon said Mario did say they are doing the payout and they will do better next time. Yes. So he did. They did, and they did do the payout because, like I said, I saw the post that they ended up doing it, but that was just one of the oopsies. But I know that they had I forget what we were saying. I just got sidetracked with Brendan.
Squirrel.
Yeah, I know.
All I know, look, we're pressed for time here. We're gonna start shutting it down. We're gonna bring some of us into next week. But you guys heard the topic. Some of you are gonna catch it on the replay. Some of you may see some of the spots if we get a chance to cut it up. You'll see some of that.
Yeah.
But if you know anybody, again, who's on the committee, I know we have the document that shows us who's on the committee, who's in the pamphlet. And we'll try to reach out to some of those members and see who's willing to come on and just have a conversation. And it's not to put you on blast. It's really just to ask questions, give you a chance to kind of talk to the community, with us being somewhat the voice of the community, and really enjoy it. And again, if you guys see the imposters, this guy, Depke, I mean, who names up Depke? Huh?
And this Flynn guy. Flynn.
The Flynn imposters. Let them know that the reals are here, okay? The real is back, okay? The real is back. And we're coming for him. And without further ado, Swaddle versus Waddle! Can't let a show go by.
Oh my
Swaddle
goodness.
versus Waddle. And look, Kane! I saw it. Even during look, the old men were representing that world. So don't get it twisted, okay? I don't hear nothing about who won.
All
At
right.
the end of the day, the old men were handling business, okay?
They did. They had 2 in the finals.
Let's stop with the positivity. So, hey, right there, positive note. Swaddle versus Waddle. Let's make it happen, okay?
That's
All
right.
right, that's our show, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next week.